You didn't just get a dog. You summoned a mirror with fur, a creature that doesn't just live beside you, but reflects you, absorbs you, and in many ways, becomes you. You think you chose your dog, but the truth is far stranger. Your dog is not a pet. He's a projection, a behavioral echo, a four-legged emotional X-ray. And if you're brave enough to look closely, you'll see something terrifying and beautiful. Your dog is showing you who you are. This isn't metaphor. It's biology, history, and psychology braided together. Dogs don't just respond to our commands. They respond to our energy, our tone, our patterns, our wounds. They mirror our stress, our joy, our grief. They adapt to our dysfunctions and reflect our emotional state with eerie precision. And they've been doing it for thousands of years. To understand this mirror, we have to go back. Not to the breeder or the shelter, but to the fire. Tens of thousands of years ago, humans sat in circles surrounded by darkness. We feared predators, starvation, the unknown. And somewhere in that darkness, wolves watched. They watched us eat, sleep, cry, and die. They watched our rituals, our rhythms, our vulnerabilities. And slowly they came closer. Not out of aggression, but out of curiosity, out of hunger, out of something deeper, something mythic. The first wolves to approach humans weren't just scavengers. They were pioneers. They were the first to cross the boundary between wild and domestic, between predator and protector. Over generations, those wolves changed. Their bodies softened. Their eyes widened. Their instincts shifted. They became dogs, and we changed too. We became more attuned, more empathetic, more emotionally intelligent. We learned to read their signals, and they learned to read ours. This wasn't just domestication, it was coevolution, a mutual transformation, a sacred pact. Dogs didn't just become part of our lives, they became part of our psyche. They guarded our homes, hunted beside us, slept at our feet. They were woven into our myths, our religions, our origin stories. In ancient Egypt, dogs were buried with honor. In Greek mythology, Cerberus guarded the gates of the underworld. In Norse legend, Garmr howled before Ragnarok. Dogs weren't just animals, they were symbols, archetypes, emotional extensions of ourselves. And then came the science. Modern research has confirmed what ancient humans already knew. Dogs are emotional mirrors. They read human facial expressions with near-perfect accuracy. They track our gaze, respond to our tone, and synchronize their emotions with ours. When you're stressed, your dog's cortisol levels spike. When you're joyful, your dog's tail wags harder. When you're grieving, your dog lies beside you, not out of obligation, but out of resonance. Let's get specific. A study from the University of Vienna showed that dogs can distinguish between happy and angry human faces. Another from the University of Lincoln revealed that dogs combine vocal and visual emotional cues to interpret human feelings. And a groundbreaking study from the University of Helsinki found that dogs' brains respond to human emotional sounds in ways that mirror our own neurological patterns. This isn't just empathy, it's emotional mimicry. It's behavioral mirroring. It's psychological symbiosis. Your dog doesn't just live with you. He lives through you. He absorbs your moods, mimics your energy, and reflects your chaos. He is not a passive observer. He is an active participant in your emotional ecosystem. And if you learn to read him, really read him, you'll discover that he's been telling you the truth about yourself every single day. You just weren't listening. When your dog barks excessively, it's not just noise. It's a signal. It could be anxiety, overstimulation, or a lack of boundaries. But more often than not, it's a reflection of your own emotional state. Are you tense, distracted, avoidant? Your dog knows. When your dog paces, licks compulsively, or refuses to eat, it's not just a behavioral issue, it's a mirror, a diagnostic tool, a living emotional barometer. And it goes deeper. Dogs don't just mirror our emotions. They mirror our archetypes, the loyal protector, the wounded healer, the playful child, the vigilant guardian. Every dog embodies a mythic role, and every owner unconsciously chooses the archetype they need most. The anxious owner chooses the calm dog. The chaotic owner chooses the structured dog. The lonely owner chooses the affectionate dog. This isn't coincidence. It's emotional compensation. It's psychological balancing. And when the match is wrong, when the archetype clashes, the mirror cracks. The anxious owner with the anxious dog creates a feedback loop of panic. The dominant owner with the dominant dog creates a power struggle. The avoidant owner with the needy dog creates emotional starvation. These mismatches aren't failures, they're invitations. Invitations to grow, to adapt, to evolve. So how do you respond? With care, with clarity, with emotional responsibility. You don't train your dog, you train yourself. You don't control your dog, you regulate your energy. You don't fix your dog, you heal your wounds. Because when you change, your dog changes. When you soften, your dog relaxes. When you become present, your dog becomes peaceful. This is the mirror in motion. Your dog doesn't speak English, but he speaks you. Every bark, every glance, every twitch of the ear is a sentence in a language you were born understanding but slowly forgot. He doesn't need words to tell you what's wrong. He uses behavior. And behavior, when decoded properly, is emotion in motion. Let's start with barking. It's the most misunderstood sound in the canine universe. People hear barking and think noise, nuisance, defiance. But barking is communication. It's a signal flare, a mirror. A dog who barks excessively is rarely trying to dominate. It's more likely he's overwhelmed, overstimulated, anxious. And here's the twist. That anxiety often isn't his, it's yours. Dogs absorb our emotional states like sponges. If you're tense, distracted, or emotionally unavailable, your dog feels it. And he barks to release it, to process it, to show it back to you. Pacing is another mirror. A dog who paces isn't just restless. He's unsettled. He's caught in a loop. And loops are often created by inconsistency. If your energy fluctuates wildly, calm one moment, chaotic the next, your dog doesn't know what to expect. He paces to find rhythm, to restore predictability, to regulate what you won't. Licking, chewing, digging, these aren't just habits. They're coping mechanisms. They're emotional outlets. A dog who licks compulsively might be trying to soothe himself. Or you. A dog who chews destructively might be expressing frustration, boredom, or emotional neglect. A dog who digs obsessively might be searching for stimulation, for escape, for something buried inside you that he can't name but feels. And then there's sleep. Dogs don't just sleep anywhere. They choose positions, locations, and proximities that reflect their emotional state and yours. A dog who sleeps facing the door is guarding. A dog who sleeps curled tightly is protecting himself. A dog who sleeps sprawled beside you is trusting you. These aren't random choices. They're emotional declarations. So what do you do with this information? You listen. You observe. You stop trying to fix the behavior and start trying to understand the emotion behind it. You ask, what is my dog feeling? What am I feeling? What's the connection? Because once you see the mirror, you can start to clean it, to clarify it, to use it. And that's where rituals come in. Dogs thrive on them. Walks, meals, playtime, bedtime. These aren't just routines. They're emotional anchors. They create rhythm, safety, and trust. And when you honor these rituals, you honor your bond. You create a dance of mutual respect, a choreography of connection. But when you break these rituals, when you rush, neglect, or abandon them, you break the mirror. You create confusion, anxiety, and emotional dissonance. Your dog doesn't understand why the walk didn't happen. He only feels the rupture, the betrayal, the loss of rhythm. And that loss echoes through his behavior. So build rituals, protect them, make them sacred, because in those moments, those walks, those meals, those quiet cuddles. You're not just caring for your dog. You're caring for yourself. You're creating emotional stability. You're building trust. You're healing together. Let's talk about presence. Dogs don't care about your words. They care about your energy, your attention, your availability. If you're physically present but emotionally absent, your dog knows. He feels the gap. He senses the void, and he responds, often with withdrawal, agitation, or misbehavior, not to punish you but to reflect you. Presence isn't just about being in the room. It's about being in the moment. It's about eye contact, touch, tone, and intention. It's about showing up emotionally, not just physically. And when you do that, when you truly show up, your dog relaxes. He softens. He trusts, because he feels you. Not your schedule, not your stress, not your distractions. You. And trust is everything. It's the foundation of the mirror. Without trust, the reflection is distorted. The signals are scrambled. The bond is brittle. But with trust, the mirror becomes clear. The communication becomes fluent. The relationship becomes sacred. And sacred is the right word. Because the bond between human and dog isn't just emotional, it's mythic. Dogs have been with us through every chapter of our story. They've hunted beside us, slept beside us, died beside us. They've guarded our homes, comforted our children, and walked with us through grief, war, and transformation. They are woven into our myths, our legends, our archetypes. In Jungian terms, the dog is the loyal companion, the shadow guide, the wounded healer. He represents instinct, loyalty, and unconditional love. He is the part of us that remains wild but devoted, fierce but gentle. He is the guardian of the threshold, the protector of the vulnerable, the mirror of the soul. And when you see your dog through that lens, not as a pet but as a mythic figure, you start to treat him differently. You start to listen more deeply. You start to care more consciously. You start to heal more honestly. Because your dog isn't just here to fetch, sit, and stay. He's here to reflect, reveal, and restore. He's here to show you who you are and who you could become. He's here to walk beside you, not just on the pavement, but through the emotional wilderness, through the grief, the joy, the chaos, the clarity. And if you're brave enough to look into that mirror, really look, you'll see something extraordinary. You'll see your wounds, your wisdom, your worth. You'll see your past, your patterns, your potential. You'll see the truth, and the truth will wag its tail, lick your face, and lie beside you as you become the person your dog already believes you are. Grief is the final mirror, the one we avoid, the one we fear, the one we pretend isn't coming. But dogs don't pretend. They feel it. They live it. They grieve with a purity that most humans have forgotten. And when grief enters the room, through loss, illness, change, your dog doesn't look away. He stays. He softens. He becomes still. There are stories, real stories, of dogs waiting at grave sites, refusing to leave, of dogs sensing cancer before diagnosis, of dogs alerting owners to seizures, panic attacks, and emotional breakdowns. These aren't tricks. These are truths. These are moments when the mirror becomes a lifeline, when the reflection becomes a rescue. Your dog doesn't need to understand death to feel its weight. He doesn't need to know the details to sense the shift. He knows when you're grieving. He knows when you're hollow. He knows when the rhythm breaks. And he responds, not with words, but with presence, with proximity, with quiet loyalty. And that loyalty is ancient. It's woven into the DNA of dogs. It's why they follow us into battle, into hospitals, into heartbreak. It's why they lie beside us when we're broken. It's why they wait at the door, even when we're never coming back. Dogs don't love conditionally. They love mythically. They love like guardians, like soulmates, like mirrors that never shatter. So when you grieve, let your dog grieve with you. Don't push him away. Don't hide your tears. Don't pretend to be okay. Let him see you. Let him feel you. Let him reflect you. Because in that reflection, healing begins, not through logic, not through language, but through connection, through resonance, through the quiet, sacred bond that only a dog can offer. And healing isn't linear. It's messy. It's slow. It's full of setbacks and revelations. But your dog doesn't care about your timeline. He cares about your truth. He cares about your presence. He cares about your willingness to show up, even when you're broken. Because your dog isn't judging you. He's mirroring you. He's absorbing your pain, your joy, your confusion. And he's offering something extraordinary in return. Unconditional reflection. A chance to see yourself clearly. A chance to grow. A chance to evolve. And that evolution is the point. Your dog isn't just here to comfort you. He's here to challenge you, to reveal your blind spots, to push you toward emotional maturity. He's here to show you where you're stuck, where you're scared, where you're sabotaging yourself. And if you're brave enough to listen, he'll guide you toward something better. Not through obedience, not through dominance, but through relationship, through trust, through the mirror. So what does that look like in practice? It looks like slowing down, like observing, like asking better questions. Not, how do I fix this behavior? But, what is this behavior telling me? Not, why won't my dog listen? But, what am I not hearing? Not, how do I control my dog? But how do I regulate myself? It looks like building rituals, protecting them, honoring them. It looks like showing up emotionally, not just physically. It looks like treating your dog not as a distraction, but as a diagnostic tool, as a guide, as a mirror. And it looks like gratitude, deep, daily gratitude. Because your dog is doing something extraordinary every single day. He's reflecting you. He's absorbing you. He's loving you. Not for who you pretend to be, but for who you are. For your energy, for your essence, for your emotional truth. And that kind of love is rare. It's sacred. It's worth protecting. So protect it. Show up for it. Honor it. Because your dog isn't just a pet. He's a mirror, a myth, a message. And he's been speaking to you all along. Are you ready to listen? If you love your dogs as much as we do, and if you appreciate us making these videos for you, please subscribe so we can keep talking about our most favorite subject in the world.